Willa.
Hey, Polly.
Have
Welcome.
you ever seen the movie Dick Tracy?
Come into my house, start asking me questions. Paul,
I'm interrogating you.
Dick
Answer
Tracy,
the question. Have
He's
you
grilling you under the hot
Tracy?
lights.
Hey, what are you guys
Yeah.
talking about? What's
I
going
don't
on?
think so.
Oh, hey, Charlie.
I don't
What are you guys talking about?
Have you ever seen? Remember that movie Dick Tracy?
Yeah,
from
my
the
dad took me
early
to see it when
90s?
I was a little kid.
Yeah, I was wondering if Willa had seen it.
I don't think so, guys.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Well, we gotta
well,
go. We gotta go watch this.
I think we should watch.
We still
it.
have the tent set up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's get the projector going. Let's watch
Oh,
this
let's
thing.
go. Is
Fire
Steve
it
here
up.
too? Hey,
Fire it
Steve.
up.
Hey,
All right,
I'm
let's
here.
go do this.
Steve, you wanna
Intervention.
watch-
Ready?
You wanna watch Dick Tracy?
I guess so. I'm here.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, intervention, Willa.
Intervention.
All right.
Intervention. Intervention. Intervention.
Hey, welcome to Pop Culture Intervention. This is Willa, and we just watched a Tracy. It was a movie.
It was a movie.
It was a movie back in the 90s.
Movie about a dick.
Yes, was it 1990?
Was it 1990 exactly?
That would make sense.
Well, we can't look shit
How
up.
so, Paul?
Because I remember where I was when I saw it.
Where were you, Paul, when you saw it?
His
I had just moved
grandson's
to
christening.
California.
You doing some Dick
in
Tracy math to
1990,
figure that
and I liked the movie so much, I got Dick Tracy bed sheets.
Wow.
Oh, damn. I think I
Yeah.
had
Damn.
those two.
Yeah.
Damn.
Comforter.
What about you, Abe?
Everything.
Did you have Dick Tracy bed
pillowcases.
sheets?
I had a 12-inch Dick Tracy doll.
Is everyone going to
not-
emphasize dick every time
Not
they
a
say
joke. I
Dick
had a
Tracy?
12-inch doll. And I think I must have had some of the action figures. Like Flat Top, I think I remember Flat Top. But yeah, I watched this a bunch when I was a kid. This was a big one, and it's fun to be revisiting it 30 years later.
Cool. Yeah, wow. 30
Willow,
years.
what'd you think? First impressions.
Well, let's ask Steve what his...
don't
what's,
care what
what's
Steve
his
thinks.
history with this movie? Is this something you've seen a bunch?
Oh, I haven't seen this since I was a child. This is probably the first time I've seen it in such a long time. I have no idea. I didn't remember any of it, honestly.
Well, thanks, Steve,
cool.
for that
You're
commentary.
welcome.
We'll check in later.
Yeah, we'll check it
yeah,
later.
yeah.
So what's your question? Did I like it?
Yeah, first impressions. What'd you think?
First impressions, I think it was fine. I wish it was funnier. Like I was hoping it would
There
be
was not
funnier.
a
There were
lot
parts
of
I
humor,
laughed, but it
yeah.
was more because of like the cheesy elements. Though I think they
Definitely
were
some cheesy
purposeful.
moments.
So there was like cheesy moments that I think were purposeful, so I guess that makes it purposefully funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You know, it was a romp. There's a lot going on. I think it could be about 20 minutes shorter and a little funnier, and then I would have really liked it. And Warren Beatty could have probably had some personality. That would have been fine too.
Yeah.
I'd
Well,
like
he
to
was
talk
doing
about that
so
more.
much. He wrote it. He directed it.
He was the
Did he forget to act in it then?
I think
Right.
he, wasted
He
all
was
his
the
energy
least
behind the
interesting
camera.
character.
Yeah.
least interesting character, entitled character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
He
doesn't
had the
have a
least,
lot of
like,
charm or
personality.
swagger.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so Tess has a hobby. She's a gardener, right?
well, let's
Even
before we get
fucking
too
Big
far-
Boy is like passionate about philosophy and choreography. He's got a storied past there.
Yeah.
He's like Warren
true.
Beatty was just like very flat. I thought he was the least appealing part of the entire film. And I just kept being like, okay, move on from him.
Well, we
Show,
should,
show us
Get
some
to the
bad
other
guys with
stuff.
weird, exaggerated facial
we
features.
should get to the quiz before too long.
All right.
Before we talk about too much.
Can I ask mine first, just in case it's one of yours?
Let's do a retention intervention.
Retention intervention. Retention intervention. Retention intervention. We did it. We did it this time. Threes.
Always the three. Okay.
All right, so Lips is killed in the beginning of the movie. They have a specific term for the way they kill him. What is it called?
Tune bath. Tune dip. No, just kidding. It's yeah. It made me think
Nice
of the
ref.
tune dip.
Yeah.
But give him a bath. And
Yes.
they poured concrete on his
Yes.
forehead.
Correct.
Poor lips.
Or Lips.
Guy needed some fucking chapstick.
Bigger
Lips
character
manless.
in the comic book cartoon series. Lips doesn't. We'll get to that though.
Yeah. I got a question. What was Dick Tracy's first gift that we see him give the kid?
A certificate? No, gift?
Yeah. he
Well,
gives
towards
something
the
with
end-
a big red bow on it. No, it was towards the.
Towards the end?
It was in a
Beginning.
montage,
Yeah. it
Oh,
was
in
a
the
of which
montage.
there were many.
Yeah.
There's so many montages. Hat?
Stumped already.
Dunno. Baseball glove. Oh, that's
Baseball
right.
glove
That's
is
right. He
correct.
tosses a baseball glove to him. That was very sweet. Sure.
Abe, you got a question?
I remember now.
Or should I keep going?
I do have a question. Who played the mob boss who sat across the table from Big Boy at the big meeting of?
Well, I
all
know it
the-
was the dad from Elf, but I don't know the actor's name.
That counts.
That counts. That's James Caan.
James Caan. He's great.
Yeah, also
wish he had
known
been
as
in it more.
Sonny Corleone. You
Yep.
have Sonny and Michael
We need.
staring each other
We
down
also
at
need
a
to talk
big
about the
meeting.
ridiculous cast in this movie.
Yeah,
Once we get done
we'll
with
get to
retention.
that.
Yeah, we will come back around.
But yeah, does that count as a correct
I
answer?
think yes, the dad from Elf.
Yeah,
We
count
will-
that.
we will
count
accept that
You
as
know
a
how-
correct
how bad
answer.
we are with names.
Yeah,
of course we'll
I'm
take
especially
that.
bad with names. Yeah.
This one you kind of already answered. Where does Tess work? Or
Is that her job? She works at
Uh,
the greenhouse? Or is it a hobby?
I never could figure out what she did for a living. I only assumed it was something with the greenhouse, but
She
obviously
doesn't
that's
wear
the
like
answer.
gardener clothes. She wears like fancy clothes.
So does everyone, though.
Yeah. That's a great question. I have another question about the greenhouse later. We can talk about.
All right, we'll stay with flowers.
Okay.
What type of flowers were sent to Dick Tracy with a forged
Lilies?
note? Yes, lilies is correct.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Let's see. I got one more question. How heavy is the cop buddy of Dick Tracy who jumps down the window?
160 pounds?
Lies.
I would have accepted either the lie or the real answer, but
180? 210.
wow,
Nice.
wow, pulled it out. 210. Yeah. I believe he said it was
Yes,
what,
I
195,
just remembered
196,
it.
something
And then he
like
goes, nope, 210.
that. Someone's cheating over here. Yeah.
Silent partner.
I can't see everyone at the same time.
Hands
There's
up.
shenanigans going
Hands
on.
up.
Yeah, he did pretty good. Anyone else
I
got
just
a
had
question?
to phone a friend.
No, I don't have any questions.
Well, yeah.
Well, if that's the end of retention intervention, I'd love to get back to this idea that Warren Beatty's maybe not playing the comedy of this. And we kind of commented on how this bears a lot of resemblance to the 1990 or 1989 Batman movie. So should this be Michael Keaton as Dick Tracy?
I mean, it's got to be someone with some swagger. I think I
More
just think
than
he
Warren
wasn't
Beatty,
remotely
yeah.
cool. Like,
Yeah.
like the kid admired him so much, and I was just like, "Why? He's so boring." He'd be
I
like,
think-
"Oh, you're such a tough guy," and he's like, "I'm like, what? Why? Why do you have to say that?"
I think the sexy scenes are probably the most, well played
Yeah.
of the whole movie.
Well, it's because Madonna pulls it together, man.
Well, yeah, but I think Warren Beatty is sexy and stoic enough to be believable.
I mean, as a woman, I disagree, but I'm glad you
Certainly,
find him
So,
so
like,
sexy.
I watched the Dick Tracy cartoon show when I was a kid,
Sure.
and I remember it pretty well, honestly. Also, they did a very good job with capturing what it looks like here, except for the Warren Beatty, and that cartoon didn't have any like comedy to it.
Okay.
Whereas, and I think Batman also didn't have any comedy to it, but this could have called for comedy as opposed to the Tim Burton's Batman. I agree with you on that.
Well,
with,
if
like,
they're gonna do this really cartoonish, like face makeup and all this like really
Right.
exaggerated stuff, I think they could have played on that just silly mob, like classic, noir tropes, like just
Right.
more.
Well, Dustin Hoffman really pulled that off with Mumbles. I
Yeah.
love his, and he's not even in it a lot, but it's Dustin Hoffman coming in and playing Mumbles, and it's kind of fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
should we
like him.
kind of run down the cast?
We
a little
should.
bit?
Let's run down the cast a little bit because it's kind of amazing that they
Yeah,
got all these people.
I kept thinking there's probably a lot more famous people in here than I can tell.
Yeah. Well,
they're all
Lips
so-
Manless, that's Paul Sorvino, Who's in Goodfellas.
Goodfellas,
Very
yep,
famous in
yep.
Goodfellas. Of course, you got Al Pacino, and
Mhm.
you've got
James
James
Caan,
as we mentioned.
Dick Van Dyke as the DA.
Dick Van Dyke, Warren
Mandy
Beatty,
Patinkin.
Mandy Patinkin.
Yep.
I never say his name right.
Madonna.
Madonna. God,
Who's the guy who plays Flat Top that was in Raising Arizona? I always forget his name.
I forget his name too.
We're terrible, and I don't have any
Which
internet
one's Flat
connection.
Top? The guy
know
with the
that
big
either.
weird head shape.
Yes.
Yep.
There
I
was a
think it's good
couple
look.
other characters I kind of recognized through their makeup, but I couldn't.
Well, and the woman Tess, what's that actress's name? I like her. What else is she in? Because I know she's in a lot of things, but I couldn't think
Glenn
of.
Headley or
I
something
couldn't
like
think
that.
of a single thing that I know her from.
I know her from Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
Right.
Oh yeah,
And I think she played the mom on something recently that I watched. But it may have been Future Man on Hulu.
That sounds familiar. I knew I'd. Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
that was
Pop
it.
back
I think
up.
that
I
was
think
it.
you're right because we just
Yeah.
watched that recently too.
Yep. We can.
Well,
recommend
sometime in the last 6 months. I don't know.
that. Sometime in 2020.
It's
Maybe.
in the Blurs on Blurs Day. We watched it.
also the kid, I can't remember his name, but
He's awesome. I
he
love
was like
that kid.
he was killing it back in the early '90s. He was in
Yeah.
Hook. He was in this movie, and he was in What About Bob, which we've done in a previous.
That's right.
So Luke, make sure you watch this one. You'll probably hate it too.
Yeah, Luke would not like this movie. I don't think.
Well, when we intervene me on Hook, we'll complete the trifecta of this kid's biggest movies.
We'll just have to.
Can
like,
we have
binge
Luke sitting
every
on
movie.
Hook so he can hate it with us together?
Sure.
Yeah, we could probably hate that one together. This one, at least, this one has good music.
I
'Cause
did
it
like the
has
music.
like the combination of the like Roaring '20s or like the Prohibition era.
Was
Yeah.
it original
Tunes.
score for the film?
And
I
Danny
think
Elfman,
Madonna
who-
did most of the
That's
soundtrack.
Really, where all the Dark Knight feeling comes from. That's Danny Elfman doing the soundtrack. For
That's right, yeah.
both movies.
Mm-hmm.
Very similar. It's like it almost feels like the exact same.
I think my favorite
score
part was when
points.
Madonna and Mandy Patinkin sang together.
That's a beautiful
Little
song.
duet.
Yeah.
And I liked it. Some harmony.
Yes,
Sure, that was
that's
really
Mid-film.
Mandy Patinkin because he's actually a really good singer.
Doesn't he do Broadway even?
Yeah, I think so.
He has a really great comb over in this.
Yeah, his.
I
Yeah.
know.
Best.
Yeah, I know his hair
He's almost
started
unrecognizable
in like the
without
middle
a
of his
hat on.
head. I was
Yeah.
like, "Jeez,
What
man."
what year was Princess Bride? Because he really like lost all that hair pretty quickly.
Oh, he still has hair.
I
Oh, do you think that was
they
fake?
shaved him
The
back
comb
over?
to give him like the comic book comb over.
Okay.
But Princess Bride was like 3 years before this movie.
Yeah, I want to say he's
87
like
or something.
87.
So yeah, he was pretty famous at that point.
I feel like the cops should have just lined everybody up and been like, "If you got bad skin, you're probably bad."
Yeah, if you look really weird, you're probably the bad guy.
Did you notice? You obviously noticed that then. Like they made all the bad guys look really fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the makeup department had their work cut out for them.
Maybe
or
that's
the
part of why-
prosthetics or whatever.
Dick Tracy seems so bland. Like they couldn't give him like a big exaggerated chin like Marv or something. I don't know. He was just like,
Well, I
So-
thought, yeah, it kind of lets
An
him
eye
be
patch.
the center and like the anchor of the movie to make
Sure,
him the only
be the straight
normal
man.
person among all these cartoon characters. But it's interesting you said Marv, like Marv from Sin City.
Yeah, that's
So
what I
think,
mean.
I think a lot of us saw the resemblance between this in the kind of design
mm-hmm.
and the hand drawn.
Well, I keep thinking of the
Aesthetic.
yellow guy who had like from Sin City, who had the like real weird shaped head and everything.
Yeah,
like all of
the
that.
villain, the yellow villain.
He was really the only
Elijah Wood.
one in that movie that had like the really bizarre,
No,
Oh,
the
the other one.
rapist guy.
the yellow onion guy.
Yellow
what do they
bastard.
call him?
Yeah.
Yellow Bastard.
Yellow bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was real creepy.
One of the only colored characters in that comic book because
Whoa,
he's supposed to
Charlie.
be
Yeah, Charlie Campbell. Jesus.
Yellow color.
colored in as yellow. Guys, come on, guys. Come on, get your heads.
I did at one point think this movie was like if Batman dressed like a banana.
Yeah, why?
Yeah,
I love how he's like
Banana
sneaking
Batman.
around on the side of buildings with a
Kid
fucking
couldn't blend
pale
into
baby yellow
anything.
coat on. Just like, wow, way to blend in, dummy.
he kept that thing clean too.
Yeah, he did.
I never saw one stain.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
I
with
think
all
I
the
admire
fighting
it.
and shooting he did.
He went to the dry cleaning like every half day.
Must have.
Or he had
Or he
like
has, like-
several.
Mm-hmm. He bought all the ones in the world.
Speaking
That's
of,
why no one else has one.
What everyone think about the color scheme? Because it's actually very purposeful, I think. Like,
A lot of red.
yes.
Lots of
A lot
bright
of just
red.
bold, primary colors.
No one has like like everyone has a different color suit essentially.
Yeah, it's like
I
green,
think the
purple.
gangs had different
Oh, there's
colors.
Steve.
Yep,
Let's
sorry.
revisit
I'm in.
Steve for a
I'm
second.
here.
Hey,
Sorry.
Oh,
Steve.
Steve's here.
What's that?
I think the gangs had different colors. I don't know, but they all had like different color suits at the table.
Yes.
The different factions of the mob.
That could be.
Yeah.
I'm colorblind, so I don't pick up on a lot of that.
It was just
Oh,
a black
man.
and white movie. For
That's
Abe.
really interesting. I'm curious as to how many
Yellow.
gangsters had similar colored suits to you, where the rest of us are like, they all have different colored suits.
Yeah, I mean, I know Dick Tracy's yellow, and Tess was red.
So what colors?
And
The kid is red.
The kid had a red suit. Yep, very bright.
Is green and yellow though, or not green, but is it not yellow? Green and what colors do you get confused?
Oh, I think probably the finer points of the navies and
Okay.
all the suit colors probably did blend together into like a slate.
Yeah, it'll be
Other
kind
than
of
the-
like, oh yeah, get that vase, the red one, and he's like, oh, I never really noticed it's red before, but you're right, it is red. Like things like that. He doesn't really notice, or it's not how he defines things. Kind
So
of.
Abe saw this movie in a completely different way than we did.
It
Apparently.
looked exactly like Sin City.
The yellow and the red stand out.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yellow, red, and black and white, right?
Yeah.
That's what you saw.
Yeah.
So what'd you think, Willa? Did you think like does this hold up into our modern times with current comic book movies? Do you see an influence from this
as
movie?
far as how does it hold up in 2020? I mean, there's like 2 women with speaking parts and no people of color.
Yeah, that's
Fair.
true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there must have
Not even
been
yellow.
black mobsters or black people that worked at the club, or not even one of the dancers. I don't think,
Yeah, I think so.
like, literally everyone was white. So that was kind of like, could be improved, let's just say, if they remade it. And I think they should, with the swaggier Dick Tracy that's just cooler and quippier and says more.
Should be John Hamm.
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Sure,
thing.
absolutely. I mean, I would
Don
go
Draper.
for someone like younger, maybe, but
Yeah.
I guess they have to have the experience. Look like a cool, experienced cop
Yeah.
guy, which also probably wouldn't play well right now, like having a movie about a cool
Glorifying
cop.
a cop.
Do you think it's
So you have to be very flawed.
Do you think it's stylistically interesting, or is it like too cheesy?
I liked the styling. I loved the painted backdrops. That one part. Actually, it was fun watching it outside because that one part where they are like, you realize that Big Boy is like framing the DA, or he's got
Yeah.
the DA on a string, but they're in like that cemetery or something, and it was just like really beautiful. And then just that at the moment, this like the wind blew and we're outside, so
Yeah.
the screen was waving. It was actually kind of fun.
I thought that was part of the movie. I legit thought it
It was
was.
pretty cool. I'd like to see more of that. And
Or
movies.
painted backdrops used as.
what
yeah,
I
well, that's
said.
kind of the charming part, right? Of
Yeah.
like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising that isn't used more as a.
True.
They did that probably in Darkman too, right? As well, not too. As
Yeah,
well.
I've never seen Darkman.
Darkman.
Liam Neeson.
It's a
That's
similar-
another. Yeah.
That's Sam Raimi, but it has a similar like Tim Burton-esque superhero.
Well, they're very detailed backdrops
Definitely
too. Like lots
darker.
going on in them, lots of cool
Yeah.
Yeah.
depth to them. And I really, especially like the part at the beginning when the kid is running down the train tracks. Like it just looked really neat.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Some really good like panel, like straight for straight panel, like cinematography shots, like straight from into it. It could be a comic book shot, you know?
I noticed
Which I
that
really
a couple times
appreciated.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of use of shadows,
hmm
like well-used shadows.
Especially in the montages, which
Yeah.
there were many.
Yeah, I appreciated all the musical numbers in the middle of this.
Me
Of
too.
course, the one that Al Pacino participates in, Big Boy doing the
choreography with the dancers.
and singing like almost every line of the song.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
You gotta hand it to Al Pacino. He really gave it his all. He didn't
Yeah, I thought he was great. He was a very
pretty-
compelling character.
Yeah, it was a
funny,
pretty bold performance. He didn't
Yeah.
hold back.
really
And
over
I thought the
top,
writing was good for his character.
cartoonish.
Because, if you could take his monologues out of this movie and put him in almost any mob movie, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
make him the villain and,
Dick Tracy
a Scorsese movie or whatever.
him tonight.
I think he yelled more in this movie than any other movie I've ever seen him in.
He was always
all in all,
yelling.
he's always got one yelling monologue, but he had several.
Yeah. This might be where he became a cartoon character. And,
Yeah.
it never quite could go back to being a serious
Just,
actor.
yeah.
Like Heat, you guys have probably seen.
Oh,
Heat.
that's 95 though. That
He's
was a little bit
basically
after.
just as over the top in that movie playing the protagonist.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh man, yeah, we got to do that one sometime too.
Yeah, that'd
that's
be
a
a
side
fun
note.
I can't remember he was
Oh,
in.
there he is. We're back
Yep,
to
sorry.
Steve.
Oh, he was in an Adam Sandler movie. I can't remember what. I think it was like Jack and Jill, or maybe
I
one
think
of
it
those.
was. Are you talking about the Dunkin' Donuts?
The Dunkachino
Yeah.
part. Like,
Oh
if you
my
want to see Al
God.
Pacino go over the top, watch that clip. It is amazing. It's like a whole music video, him singing about Dunkachinos.
Oh, that might be worth
'Cause it
watching that
rhymes with
terrible
his
movie.
It's so good. It's so good. I think I'm wrong about the movie, but yeah.
Okay.
Steve's gonna make me watch Jack and Jill
It's
just to find
definitely
out
an
that
Adam
Al
Sandler
Pacino
movie.
wasn't in
Not
it.
in it. I don't know. Who knows?
It's a prank.
I do have a question plot-wise.
Okay.
Uh,
This gets a little bit weird. The plot.
Well, yeah, I didn't really necessarily follow the plot completely, but so Tess leaves the city, goes to her mother's, and her mother says something, and she decides to go to the greenhouse.
Man like that, you really have to understand, or something like that. It takes a lot of
Yeah, it
understanding.
takes understanding.
So then why did she then go to the greenhouse? What was she doing? She had a notebook. She was doing something. She was planning something.
Maybe she just remembered. Oh crap! I gotta take.
I
care of
haven't
the
watered
flowers."
Oh, my
Did Tess
business is
plan-
gonna go.
God.
Did she plan her own kidnapping to frame Big Boy?
No, because
No.
Madonna's character plot twist that we haven't talked about. Because I
Yeah.
heard Willa go, "Oh," over there. She did her own little Al Pacino, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah, I was really excited about that.
Madonna, you got a great ass.
Hoo-ah!
I liked it. I was surprised. Well, it was also funny because we were talking about how when she had the mask on, it sounded very much like Leia,
Princess
Leia, when she
In Return
rescues
of the
Han
Jedi.
in the
Return of the
Return of the
Jedi,
Jedi. So we kept commenting on that, and then mask comes off, it's a woman. Woo! Yeah, I liked it. That was a good twist.
Well, when we were sitting in the rain and I moved over and I was like, "Oh man, Steve, she sounds like Princess Leia." And Steve goes, "Willa already said that."
Oh, I said that. I said that. Willa said that.
Someone said that. Someone said it to me, and I was like, "Well, I missed it because I was sitting in the rain because we're outside, everyone."
Sitting
It
in the
does
rain was
sound
your
a
own
lot
fault.
like.
It's the exact same voice effect. I liked it.
Did you expect Carrie Fisher to be under there?
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been quite a twist.
Did you at any point suspect that it was Madonna under there?
No, I just thought it was some. I guess I didn't really think it was anyone that was already in the cast.
Ah,
You
okay.
thought it was
I
a
don't know.
literal
I thought it was a
faceless
literal
man,
because
faceless.
every villain in the
Everyone
movie has
looks
a
weird
weird
anyway.
face.
Yeah, I was just like, wow, I can't wait to find out who this is.
I think we should check in with Steve. What's
Turns
going
out
on,
all
Steve?
the bad guys were actually hot chicks.
Just hanging
Just
out.
take
you
off
know,
their
listen,
mask.
guys.
They're like, I'm sick of the sexism of everyday
Yeah.
life. I'm gonna wear this ugly mask so
Yeah.
people stop smacking
Prove
my
a
butt
point.
and making
Even
me
an
dance.
ugly man can succeed before a beautiful female in this world.
That's right.
She pulled off some shenanigans in that mask that you can't really see through, too.
Uh-huh.
So that's all I have to say about that.
Speaking of see-through,
Damn.
how about that scene where she was wearing?
Yeah, just in general, she was over the top sexy. It was a lot. I feel like a lot of like femme fatale characters are a little more subtle.
Subtle? Oh, I know. Yeah.
Like double
man.
entendres and stuff, but she was just like literally like, my vagina's dripping. She basically said that. Like she's
Like Allison Janney's character in Drop Dead Gorgeous, just unabashedly thirsty.
I don't think this was a PG.
Or kiss me.
I wish we
Yeah.
could check the internet right
Don't you
now,
wanna
but I don't think
frisk
this was a
me?
PG-13 movie either. I think it was a PG movie.
what?
Probably.
There was Nip. We saw Nip.
No.
You
No.
could see
What?
her nipple through.
That's what
yeah.
she said, but I didn't
Absolutely.
catch it.
I did not see a
Nipples
nip.
for sure.
She did not. You could see it through. Absolutely, you
Wow.
could. She had no bra on.
I have
We
seen
got to
it.
watch this again.
I've seen it.
Abe's rewound
Rated
it.
PG. Steve just confirmed. He went to go find Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That was the 90s.
With all that gun
Get
violence?
away with that.
I know, right? But there was no sex. That's why it was PG.
Well, there was apparently a
blood.
nipple.
There was one nipple.
I saw a nipple.
Single nip slip.
But was it covered nip with like
it was
a
through the sheer
through-
fabric, but
there
you could
you go.
see it. It wasn't like just the bump of it. It was like you could see
Well, I
it.
think this movie came out at a time when you could see Madonna's nipples everywhere.
She had released that book.
I
that
think
sex
so.
book,
I think it was
yeah.
just the.
Sure.
It's like,
It was
well,
passé.
everyone's seen it already, so yeah, you can include it.
That's funny.
But I think it's funny because it might be the thing that we would cancel this movie for. A 30-year-old movie. But to me, it's what holds up about the movie is actually the
sexiness?
the chemistry between those two actors, and I don't know. It's a fun movie all in all with a lot of Tommy gun firing
yeah.
and a lot of explosions and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if it had been a little shorter, it'd be
Yeah,
pretty tight
it did
and more
drag a little bit.
diverse.
Maybe
I mean,
one montage too many.
yeah. No, I was thinking. I actually thought about it. If they the first time Mandy Patinkin went to him with the letter, with the offer to off
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dick Tracy, if he'd just been like, yes, let's do that, it would have cut out about 20 minutes.
That's true. Yeah.
And it would have
Like,
just
okay,
been
now I'll
exactly
do
the
it.
same,
Oh,
probably.
Yeah.
can we talk about Mandy Patinkin's character's laugh?
Oh yeah.
His laugh was so fucking ridiculous.
What part
Yeah.
did
I
he
wonder
laugh
what
in?
that was about. It was right after the plan went through. They're at the table and 88 Keys just starts maniacally laughing in the most strange way.
They just wanted as much of that weird stuff as they could get, I guess.
You think Manny Patinkin was like, I got to give this guy something, He's too
Gotta
normal.
have more than
I
just-
know. He'll have an insane laugh.
I think
It
if
was-
you
Nailed
recast it for diversity now, it would be John Baptiste from the Late Night with
As
Stephen
88
Colbert
Keys?
show as 88 Keys.
See that?
That's Dick Tracy, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Ooh, yeah.
Colbert's Tracy?
Colbert's Tracy? Oh shit, that's a movie right there. Hollywood, we got ideas.
Yes, hire us.
I mean, and
Who
also,
would I recast? Let's
also,
see.
they made Mumbles crack by just taking his pants off and then shining a light on him for several hours.
Well,
And he had
And
something
then
with the
offering
water,
him
too.
water.
I'm really
Yeah.
glad that weird, because I did write down, what the fuck is that giant
Bear?
bear,
Yeah.
polar bear picture, ceramic sculpture? It was so
want
prominent
one.
in the interrogation room. And then I was like, really? Was that just a weird prop choice? And then I'm glad it came around that
It was a
was
recording
significant.
device. Yeah.
because I was like, what the fuck was that thing?
Mumbles.
Yeah. Again, probably the
Yeah,
best part of the
Dustin
movie is
Hoffman.
probably Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, he does a great
That
job.
scene in that role.
Uh-huh.
And then when they bring it back later and slow the tape down so you can hear what he says.
Yeah, that was funny. I like how
And
he
then he talks
slows the
normal.
tape down just by touching the floss or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
is that what would work, babe? Sound
analog.
Yeah,
engineer.
is he just talking really fast?
You just slow the motor on the
And then we
tape machine
learn that
down
he is
by
capable of
providing
speaking
resistance.
normally.
Yeah.
because then he does.
Dick, talk normal, man.
You
What a
could run this
cast.
town.
I can't believe they got. This is one of the weirdest movies I've revisited because I'm like, how the fuck did they get all these people to make this ridiculous movie? How much money did
Yeah.
everyone make for these cameos? To make this ridiculous
Right?
gangster
Yeah,
movie.
because they were all
Big time. They were big
At
time.
the time, very big.
Yeah,
you know,
like
Dustin
early
Hoffman.
'90s.
Madonna was huge.
They probably all just go to picnics at Warren Beatty's house.
I think
They're
this
all,
is
like,
right.
buddies.
I think this is right before A League of Their Own too. So Madonna was definitely like killing it in the getting into the movies. So
I commented that Tess was auditioning for A League of Their Own when she
threw
the line
baseball,
drive
yeah.
into the trash can.
Yeah, also, that didn't end up being significant again. She didn't.
Yeah.
she's just
It's
trying
just
to
a
impress
cool-
the kid.
Showed that she was badass. and-
Yeah.
I know, I guess, you know, I just feel like usually they do things like that so that later she gets out of a tough situation by having a really killer fastball or something and just like, nope. She just, I guess, threw a rock. I don't know why.
She's just badass.
I do like Tess.
hmm Maybe she does go on to play baseball during the war.
Yeah.
We'll just have to assume.
Yeah.
The
Donnie's
what universe
backstory.
is this in? What the hell city was that supposed to be? That it was like not even cold or snowy on New
On
Year's
New
Eve.
Year's, yeah.
And
I mean,
they skipped Christmas.
LA?
There
I
was
always
no reference
thought
to Christmas.
I always thought that Dick Tracy kind of took place in Chicago.
Yeah, no, it would be
because-
colder.
They always try to pull off like the Al Capone kind of gangsters style.
hmm
But
Oh.
it was definitely not snowing, but they were like, we don't have the money for that for this. We
Yeah.
paid everyone, we paid all the actors way too much money. We don't have special effects.
They could have literally painted a backdrop of snow.
They could have just
Yeah.
stolen.
Everything
Yeah,
was
special
painted.
effects.
They could have just stolen the backdrops from. Nope, that was not 1990. 92 was Batman Batman.
Steve's
Oh,
leaving.
Steve's leaving. No more from
Oh.
Steve.
No more.
Bye.
All right, bye, Steve.
Steve.
We'll cut
Jesus.
you out of this.
Thanks for getting
Yeah.
us the rating.
We'll edit your stuff out.
Are you gonna bring your
No,
chair
thanks for
home?
coming.
Special chair.
Well,
And noisy.
Make some more
sorry
rubber
everyone.
noises.
Steve is really creating a ruckus right now.
Oh,
I think we'll have a Steve-centric
Batman
mini-sode
Returns.
when I
What
cut
year was
this
that,
all.
Paul?
yeah. What's that?
What
think
year
that's
was Batman
91.
Returns?
I got no
I think
internet
it's
out here.
91.
All right, so because they had like the backdrops that were more winter.
Yeah.
Gotham.
Yeah, well, the Tim Burton Gotham City is more believably wintry than anything in this movie. Larry, you're caught on a mic cable. I'm shocked.
He's all right.
I have a question for everyone. Philosophical question.
Great.
Is the enemy of your enemy your enemy?
Or is the enemy of your enemy your friend?
Hmm.
Is the enemy of your friend your enemy?
Is the friend of your enemy your enemy?
Bye.
Bye, Steve.
It sounded like Dick Tracy landed on the enemy of my enemy is my enemy, which I found curious.
Is that just like a trust no one sentiment?
Yes, so.
Yeah. He
We
was the
did
enemy
kiss her
of his
before
enemy
she
as
died.
well.
I didn't like that.
I think if a woman is coming on to you as hard as Madonna was,
Pretty tame.
you know that she's up to something. Probably.
That's true. I mean, considering he had no sex appeal.
Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't just assume from the get-go that she was like, because he obviously knows she works with the bad guys. So like all this like coming onto him, yeah, like I would just think that a cop would be like, you're obviously trying to like infiltrate my life to benefit
Yeah, she
your
like lays
boss.
across his desk with a cocktail and like their
Yeah.
ass in the air and is just like
He's kind of dumb. Yeah, he's kind of dumb though.
He's weak.
Yeah.
He's a damsel in distress.
Like really, Dick Tracy? That's all it takes. One hot chick?
yeah, no, he's not very good at his job.
Really?
He can definitely shoot a
He
gun.
was good when he,
Yeah, he was fine. I guess. I don't know.
he
I don't
won.
know anything about that. I don't know
He
anything
won
about
in
your
the
job.
end,
I
yeah.
just know about feelings. Yep, that was pretty
That was a
good.
good idea.
Oh, we kicked Steve out. We're adding a new member. She came out of nowhere. Hi, Brienne.
Opinion be heard. Hi. Silent partner is no longer silent.
That's right.
Right.
Favorite moments in this movie?
I loved when I liked all the musical numbers actually. I mean the parts that I like my jaw dropped was just some of Madonna's filthy lines. Got
Yeah.
the biggest reaction out of me,
Yes.
where she's just like, literally, it was
What
just
about
like,
peach ice
Yeah.
cream?
it was like,
Peach ice cream dripping down your chin or something.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You better hurry because
starting
it's
to run.
melting down my face or something.
You better
Whoa!
No, my favorite is definitely like, do you want to slap me or kiss me? I get a lot of both.
yeah. It's like, wow.
PG movie, everyone.
PG.
PG
Yeah.
movie.
She won me
I
in
saw
that
this with my
one.
dad in theaters. Did you, right?
I did. Yes, I saw it with my dad in theaters.
I was
No
laughing
wonder our
at
dads wanted to go to it.
That's right.
They knew, you know.
I was laughing at the
I hear
part where
there's
they
a
were like,
nipple.
"Oh, we got a plan to get rid of Dick Tracy. We're gonna make it look like an accident." And then they tie him up in a basement.
They got it from The
It's
Shining.
like, yeah, he accidentally tied
Shining.
himself
No
to a
one's
chair.
gonna believe that.
No, it's totally like that's totally a comic book move though. That was straight a comic book
Oh
moment.
yeah, but
Stupid.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And I did love basically any part with the kid. It was very cute. Like every time he saved the day, I was like, "Yeah,
I'm
kid."
pretty sure the kid and Al Pacino saved the entire movie.
Yeah.
Between the kid and him and Madonna, they were the movie.
Yeah. Dick Tracy could just like not be in it. To be an implied character while everything else goes on
Silent
around.
character.
It'd be like Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Just like, you guys know that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it would just be like, yeah, he doesn't have to be in it. Just like what all the side characters are
Just
doing.
yeah, focus on the side characters.
Al Pacino was the best part. So animated, so into it.
Yeah.
He
Really,
went for
His
it.
tiny weird mustache.
Went for it.
like
Hunchback.
makeup and the hunchback. Like
I do
yeah.
love the makeup
The
designs.
walnuts.
Yeah, the walnuts. The makeup
His
designs
gloves.
were great.
His big gloves he
He
wears.
dropped the walnuts very
that's a
quickly
question.
too. That
What
became
body
a
part
known
are
thing.
walnuts good for?
Shit. Oh, the
kidneys?
liver.
The
The
Liver.
The liver.
Liver.
There you go.
Good for the
Everybody
liver.
likes
Ooh.
walnuts.
I missed that
I
one.
it was fun to revisit this because I haven't seen it since I was a kid either, and I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I thought I was gonna be like, this is super lame, but
I'd say, yeah, overall I enjoyed it. I'm just, picking it apart.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It
I
made me
definitely
wanna
enjoyed it
watch-
for way different reasons
I
this
just want to
time.
watch.
I
The
was just
Godfather.
like, we should. This is a good segue. We should talk about which characters we identified with. As a kid, I was the kid. I wanted to be that fucking kid, man. I
Yeah.
wanted to be,
I was gonna say the kid because he always wants to eat.
Yeah, exactly.
When we eat-
He's
When do we?
always
When do we?
eating.
When do we? I
He's
love
always
that.
Sneaking
It was so
out,
funny.
man. Like running through the city. Like, yeah. Maybe that's who I still relate to.
Yeah, I was right there with him with that ice cream and cookies and.
I always related to Dick
When do
Tracy.
we
And that's
eat?
probably why I defended him. But as the
It's
stoic
kind of the-
center of
Mhm.
a cartoon world.
Is that how you see yourself?
Yep.
That's fun.
I still relate to the kid as well because watching this movie just brought me back to that age and like same thing. It's like, oh man, I want to be a cool like detective and have someone older to look up to and just eat ice cream all the time. So
He just like gets to hang out at the police station.
Right,
you
right.
know?
no one's like,
"You
dude,
got
you
a
need to go to
badge?"
school. Yeah, you gotta. No
Yeah.
one one's like, you got to go to school, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what the fuck?
Madonna, the
Yeah,
mastermind.
That's you, Madonna.
See,
Definitely.
if we could replace this entire movie with Muppets, except for Madonna being really weirdly sexual,
Really slutty
Oh
with
my
the
god!
She would stay.
Oh my
I would
god!
like that.
Yes.
That's
Bird
amazing.
as,
That's amazing. That's amazing. Who
Kermit
brought
is Dick
this?
Tracy, or the kid.
I don't know.
Well, Big Bird's not a Muppet.
No, just
She
like
said Kermit
Oh, Kermit.
would
Kermit.
either be the kid
no,
or
they
Dick
don't.
Tracy.
They don't have to be existing Muppets. They're just
Just
Muppet,
Muppet style.
style people.
Jim Henson style.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because didn't Luke pose that question to us once?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he
now,
invented the game.
I
now
don't think he invented it, but
now I found my movie. Yes, you're right. Without Madonna and then everyone else
Maybe he did.
being puppets.
just
There you
being
go.
really creepy sexual towards all the puppets. I
Yeah.
like that.
Luke, please watch this movie. Call us and tell us how much you fucking hate it.
They
They-
might have made that movie because they did the Happy Time Murders, which I think is about like a detective and a bunch of
Muppet deaths.
Muppets.
Muppets.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What else?
Anything else,
Any other
guys?
final thoughts?
I had a lot of fun.
The rain's coming down a little harder.
Yeah, I don't know if
Yep.
we'll be able to,
Yep.
if I can hear that.
Yeah, if you hear the pitter patter, we're under a tent. So
It's the
we're
new
staying
format.
It's not a Tommy gun.
We made our own drive-in.
dry. Yeah.
It's not a Tommy gun, yes.
Why does Tess call Dick Tracy Tracy as well? Why doesn't she call him Dick? Aren't they like in love? Everyone calls him Tracy.
I
For
feel
a
like
little
it's
bit,
like
I was like,
you
what
know.
is his name exactly?
Because I think their relationship was informal for a long time, and then he was trying to make an honest woman of her at the end. So maybe she was gonna call him Dick at the end.
No, never.
No, never.
Probably not.
No, she's a good woman. I don't think she'd call him Dick.
Yeah,
Well,
it's too
his-
inappropriate.
His
Richard.
Christian name's got to be Richard, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Richard Tracy.
Richard Tracy.
Yeah. Well, you see it on the certificate at the end or whatever. They give the kid the same name. Does that say
Dick Tracy
Dick.
Jr.
that says Dick Tracy Jr.? Doesn't say
shows
Richard
that it-
anything.
Nope.
He shows us that name for himself,
Little
which I
Dick.
thought was very cool.
I wonder if Tracy was actually Dick Tracy's first name. And they just call him Dick because it's a word for detective.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
And Tracy's his first name, but the kid's name is still Dick Tracy Jr.
He's
Detective
also a
Tracy
detective,
Jr.
though.
He's basically, yeah, pretty mean detective.
You call detectives by their last names, though, right? That's how you associate them.
I don't talk to any detectives.
It's a sign of respect. Like,
Holy
Oh my.
shit, Larry.
Larry's barking at the rain.
Exciting night here in
There's
Hornby.
something he doesn't like over there.
he has an opinion.
Yeah, he got worked up earlier today too.
This is
Does that.
this is what happens when we do our podcast in the elements.
I like
That's
it.
right.
None of us are informed because we can't look at our phones for information.
Uh-huh.
Well, you know,
Winging
it's a
it.
different show. It's a different time.
Different times.
This is the reboot.
That's right.
It might be looser than the original version of the
Yeah.
podcast, if that could be possible.
We're doing our best.
Trying to have some fun.
I gotta say, death by concrete would be terrible.
And then dropped into the river.
Is that what they do with them?
Yeah, that's what
Gangsters.
they're doing.
That's some gangster
Oh,
shit.
does
Hopefully they like die before they get
Does
dropped
anybody
in the
know
water.
the name of the character that Dick Tracy saves from being
I was wondering that too. Why
killed?
did he save that person?
He
Does
looks
it
like
just-
Elton John.
It was his.
It was the guy up
inf-
in the
yeah.
attic. Of
Yeah, he was
the-
doing the surveillance
Yeah.
until
Oh, it
he
was that
dumped
guy.
his coffee or whatever. And
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah.
It was
oh
just
my
a-
God, I don't know if it was
Amateur
Steve
move.
or somebody laughed so hard when Al Pacino reacted to
Yeah.
Oh, because
finding the
his
bug.
reaction was really funny.
It is so funny.
He's like whispering,
Very
"We're getting bugged" or
animated.
something.
Ah, bah, 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 bah.
He gets like stuck in a back and forth
Yeah.
loop of like whispering and looking around. It's very funny.
He really gave it his all in this movie.
I wonder how much was just him going for something and looking weird, but it just working, so they left it in. Like later, he's like, hold on, I got a thought. Hold on.
No, I don't.
Nope, it's gone. And
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
like
weird.
maybe like for a second, he's like, I got an idea, and he was about to do something really crazy.
It was a failed improv.
Yeah, and he's like, nah, I changed my mind. Never mind.
He's like he couldn't think of another Phyllis.
Yeah. He's like,
Philosopher
hold on, I
quote.
can think of more.
Yeah, that was weird.
more.
Come on. Yeah, I would just like to see a number, like a fully fleshed out number with him and the dancers.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
him being the lead in that character.
In the corset.
Yeah, all dolled up.
Yep.
just grabbing hips and spanking asses like he was the entire time.
I'd watch
Jesus.
Yeah,
that.
he got handsy. You got handsy with Madonna.
He got very
Slapped
handsy.
her around a little
That
bit.
was
What was
probably also
Madonna's
not in the script.
motive for all of this? Just to get out of that situation with Big Boy?
I think she was really trying to cozy up to the good guy because she was
Once you're
in
owned
bed
by
with
the
such a
mob,
bad guy.
you're owned.
I
Yeah.
think she was really in love with Dick Tracy, and she was
You think
just
she actually was?
yeah.
I didn't
I think
so.
she wanted to go straight,
She wanted to be saved.
but then realized she's no angel.
She was horny.
Yeah.
Save me, Dick
She was just
Tracy.
sopping wet.
Ugh.
Melting like the ice cream.
You notice the streets were always wet, but it was never raining.
That was just Madonna the entire movie.
Yeah.
At the very least, symbolic of her thirst. Oh God.
Oh man, that woo! Woo-ah!
I definitely didn't get the impression that she was actually in love with him. She was just trying to play him. But I don't know. I have to think about it.
She doesn't shoot him at the end.
She
when
might like have developed.
she had a chance.
Well, she doesn't really kill anyone,
Well,
does she?
Actually, yeah, I think
She
does.
may
Well, then
have-
that proves my point that she's trying to go straight.
She killed. Oh wait.
It would have made more sense if she was trying to get revenge for Lips, but they never really went that
she
angle.
Didn't like Lips.
Well,
He
she
just
hated Lips.
owned her. She
Yeah.
was owned by the mob.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Sure.
So she was trying to get
Ram
out.
knows these things.
Yeah.
She's been in deep.
If
Good
I
thing
was
we got
back
her.
in the day, I would be the girl owned by the mob. It's fine. I own it. It's totally fine. It's totally fine.
Cool. I get these sweet dresses.
From one owner to the, you just play it up. You get the things you need, and then when you have to, you
Sure.
give the cops the information.
Every once in a while, you gotta watch a guy slurp down some oysters.
Spoiler.
Ugh, that was nasty.
If you ever watch The Sopranos, it never works out for the girls to start talking to the FBI.
No.
R.I.P. Andrea.
Fredo, I know it was you. So when was Godfather versus this? That's what I want to
Oh,
know.
70s was
70-something.
Godfather.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
almost 20 years ago.
Because
Or,
all
yeah.
it gave me was like great throwback Godfather.
I mean, that's why,
vibes.
like, a lot of those guys were
But this
in
is
those
before
gangster movies.
Godfather Part 3.
That movie
Yes,
doesn't
it is.
count.
Whoa.
So Al Pacino
Al
does
Pacino
reprise his
returns.
role of Michael
Yeah.
Corleone
That
after
movie
this.
only
role.
That's
counts in my
insane.
heart. Only in my heart. That movie doesn't actually count to most Italians.
It's not a great
I
ending.
still have not seen 2 or 3.
I know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen 1 or
Yeah,
2.
we
or
definitely
3.
gotta do the trilogy.
Marathon.
Yeah.
We'll,
You have to
I
marathon.
know.
We gotta do one.
I know.
Favorite movies ever.
It's a great film. But not right now.
Monsters.
Anything else, guys?
Should we try to wrap it up?
Boy, I think we've hit almost everything I can
Yeah.
imagine.
I had fun.
It was a lovely viewing experience out here. It was a very cool night. I
Yeah.
put some bug spray on at
Yeah.
one point, but then I was better.
Would
People
you
brought
recommend
snacks.
it to someone who hasn't seen it before? It's on HBO Max right now, by the way. That's how we watched it. Sponsor us, HBO Max.
I guess it depends on the person. I think you could probably not watch it. It's old
a
enough at this
Not
point.
mandatory.
Like I don't
Throwback.
think I'm gonna think about it anymore. But if someone loves Warren Beatty,
Or Madonna. Yeah.
or you know,
or Al
it's- or Al
Pacino.
Madonna's
Pacino,
nipple.
like
You get a
and
nip
you're like,
slip.
oh, you love Al Pacino. Well, have you seen Dick Tracy? And if you
Yeah.
haven't, well, then you're not a real fan, probably.
Like, it's crazy.
It's silly.
Yeah.
To men that want to relive their little boy, Dick Tracy hero
I'm gonna
fantasy.
go dig
Well,
out my
you guys
sheets.
know when Abe was a kid, apparently he dresses Dick Tracy all the time.
What
I
the?
did.
What we already
I
we
didn't
haven't
have
talked
the
about
yellow
this yet.
coat and hat, but I had like a brown hat and yeah.
Oh
trench
shit,
coat.
that's
You
amazing.
have the radio watch?
No,
You got
not
the- you got
not
the
until
Apple Watch now,
recently.
yeah.
I have the
That's why you wanted it.
communicator watch.
There-
Finally
I think
fulfilling
I
his
did
Dick
have
Tracy
the toy
traits
version of the watch. and,
Fantasy.
yeah, some of that other
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah, I don't know what can I say. I related to him, and maybe part of it is like the bright colors. Like he's kind of the peacock, whereas
Yeah.
Batman's hiding in the shadows. He's like
Front and center.
He's-
Everyone
yeah,
knows he's the one.
definitely.
he's both like on the
bringing
right
attention
side
to
of the
himself,
law, but
yeah.
he's also like not trying to hide
Yeah.
in a literal sense.
He's not trying to avoid the. He's always apparently the biggest news in newspaper. Like every day is a headline about
Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy. Yeah,
I know. Yep. Yeah. Well, anyway, I think you can watch it or not. It's fine.
I think it was worth.
If you watched everything
The
else on
experience.
Netflix and haven't seen it yet,
If you want to see a lot of prominent actors in weird makeup acting like gangsters, check it out.
Well, I've been talking about my VHS kind of
Mm-hmm.
predilection. I have Chinatown on VHS, which
Yeah,
I've been
he's
meaning
never
to
seen
watch.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
So
It's a
that
great movie.
that might be a good one to watch after this because I think that's a similar era. And
it's much earlier than
Well,
the 90s.
no, I mean it takes place in
Oh,
the,
sure.
the 30s, I think.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it and find out. But I wonder how much the visual style of movies like Chinatown or some of those earlier noir, like detective movies, influence this. Because I'm sure there are matte paintings, but like Hitchcock was big on using matte paintings and stuff. So some of that probably style comes from early noir movies as well as comic books.
I feel like, with Warren Beatty being the height, I feel like this is kind of like somewhat of a passion project, just kind of do, like, maybe he was a Dick Tracy fan, but also a fan of that genre of movies with the,
Well, obviously he's famous for Bonnie and Clyde.
That's right.
Which is like...
Yeah.
A good movie.
It's all about Tommy guns and people being pumped full of too many bullets.
He's like, hey, remember that movie? Let's just do that.
In this comic book
We'll get
format.
Madonna. She'll flash a nipple. It'll be great.
We'll give a nip slip for the little boys that that need to see
And for their
one.
dads.
Crawling on
And for their dads.
But still,
I'm your
a mother
dad.
figure in Tess, still a mother figure.
Yeah. Good
Keep
mother
it
figure.
homey.
And she can throw a baseball.
Sure.
And a plant lover.
Yep.
So she's got that motherly instinct. She can grow plants. I don't know.
Little boys
Ah,
can
yeah,
be adopted.
nurturing. Yes, that's her nurturing side.
Yeah. Tess is fine. All right. Well, what have you guys been watching lately that you'd love to chat about? Recommend?
Let's see. We just did this yesterday, so I'm gonna have a little bit of trouble. You brought up VHS, and I know you own the VHS copies of these movies that I've been watching. The animated Lord of the Rings movies. I watched The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings
The cat.
animated
Cat fight?
movie,
We can
which
hear
is,
a
I
cat
guess,
fight
like
out here.
basically the first two books. Is that right, Abe?
Yes. The
Sorry, we were distracted by the cat fight that you were barely ignoring. Just talked right through it.
In the wilderness, guys. In the wilderness.
the Hobbit and the Return of the King.
Ah, there's also the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, maybe I haven't seen the middle one.
Yeah,
I know they are divided up differently than the books.
Yeah, they are. But those are a really interesting watch.
When I hear
I
Lord of the
recommend 'em.
Rings and animated, I just think Lord of the G-string. I'm sorry.
What is that?
Is that animated?
Did you never see that when you were younger?
No.
Midget porn about Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry, that's just where it
Is it
goes.
animated?
Yeah, no, but
No.
it just makes me go there every
Sure.
time.
Abe and Charlie are going to check out the cat fight. There has been a stray cat hanging around the house
There's
lately that the other
something going
cats
on with the
don't
cat.
prefer. The only thing we've watched since last night was Shameless. We've been watching a couple. We
Yeah,
haven't.
I need to
We're a
get
few
back into
seasons
that.
behind on Shameless, so that show's a riot. It's just fun to watch. We're on a season where Frank is really trying to reform himself. He's going by Francis.
Saint
and
Francis.
Saint
St. Francis.
And so it's just kind of
Nice.
silly, and I love that show. It's just crazy.
Yeah,
couple
we were
seasons
shocked
in.
to find out we were 3 seasons behind, so it's kind of, we got a nice
Yeah, it was a
long
nice
stretch in
surprise.
front of us.
Yeah. It's funny.
Umbrella Academy Season 2.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard good things.
I really liked Season 1. It's a quirky, fun, kind of sci-fi, kind of superhero show. Yeah. Fun times. So
Cool. Good. Yeah, we saw that. First, well, we saw the season 1.
I haven't seen season 1 yet, but
it was fine. It's just fun. It's you don't have to think too much. It's just easy watch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like it.
Well, thanks, guys. It's starting to come down, so maybe we should wrap it up.
yeah. Probably sounds like static.
I think we had a successful weekend. We probably have 3 hours of podcasting.
Sweet.
So we'll come up with something.
All right.
All right. Well, be sure to follow us on at PCI Podcast on Instagram, Twitter. We're on Facebook. Let us know what you think of Dick Tracy. You can send us an email, PCIPodcast@gmail.com. We're happy to answer your questions or respond to your feedback.
Rate us on iTunes.
Yeah, do that. And, take
I
her
got a
sleazy
question.
or whatever. Yeah.
Sure, jump in.
When do we eat?
Yeah. When do
When do
we
we
eat?
eat?
When do we eat?
When do we eat?
When do we eat?
Oh, Steve left you guys pretzels.
Thanks, Steve.
Looks like we're eating now.
Thanks, Brienne, for being here.
Yeah,
Yes.
fine.